She was never allowed to leave the tower, and the only one who could reach her was the woman who locked her away. But one day someone else would try. But it wasn't always this way. In a quiet village, a kind couple dreamed of having a child. Their cottage stood near a tall mossy wall. No one crossed. Beyond the wall grew glowing rampion, magical and beautiful. The wife watched from the window, her heart full of longing.
If I don't taste it, I will fade away.
That night, the husband climbed the wall to steal the herb. He crept into the garden, where glowing rampion shimmered in moonlight. He picked a handful of rampion and turned to climb back out. But from the mist, a voice rose, deep and cold. A figure appeared, tall-cloaked, her staff glowing with silent power.
Take it, but the child shall be mine.
Terrified, he agreed and fled with the rampion in shaking hands. The child was born beneath moonlight, with hair like golden sunlight. They named her Rapunzel and held her as if in a dream. But before dawn, the sorceress returned, cloaked in swirling mist. Without a word, she took the child and vanished into the forest. The couple wept in silence, hearts broken by the promise they could not break. The sorceress raised Rapunzel in a tall tower hidden by trees. There was no door, only one window high above the trees. Rapunzel grew up alone with books, paints, and her glowing hair. She sang to the forest, and her voice made the trees shimmer.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair.
The sorceress visited daily, calling to her from the forest below. Rapunzel lowered her hair, golden and glowing like sunlight. The sorceress climbed Rapunzel's hair, as if it were a magical staircase. As Rapunzel grew older, her heart filled with wonder and questions. She drew forests and castles she had only seen in dreams.
Why can't I go where the stars go?
The world is dark and dangerous.
So Rapunzel stayed, but the questions never stopped. Far away, a prince wandered through the forest, lost in quiet thought. Then he heard a voice, soft and distant like a dream. The song drifted through the trees, full of light, sorrow, and hope. He followed the sound, moving deeper into the glowing woods. Through the trees, he saw a tower rising high above the forest. He stepped closer, afraid to disturb the music or break the spell. Hidden among the trees, the prince saw the sorceress call out and climb the glowing braid. As the sun set, the sorceress walked away from the tower. From the shadows, the prince stepped into the clearing and looked up.
Rapunzel, let down your hair.
To his surprise, the golden braid came tumbling down. He climbed slowly, heart pounding with wonder and fear. Inside, Rapunzel stared at the stranger, frozen with fear.
I didn't mean to frighten you. I only heard your song.
Rapunzel said nothing, but her fear began to fade. At sunset, the prince returned to the clearing, where the tower stood. Rapunzel let down her golden braid, glowing like a ribbon of light. Every day they talked for hours, of dreams, stars, and places Rapunzel had never seen.
But the sorceress was always watching.
He brought stories, songs, and small treasures from the world below. In his presence, Rapunzel felt free, even inside the tower. They fell in love, not in one moment, but in many small ones. One day the sorceress returned and noticed fresh footprints near the tower. She hid in the shadows and soon saw the prince arrive. She watched as Rapunzel let down her braid for someone else.
Oh, my little bird has opened her cage.
Her heart burned with anger, fear, and something like heartbreak. That night, the sorceress appeared not with kindness, but storm in her eyes. Rapunzel froze, sensing something was terribly wrong.
You opened your heart and closed your home.
With one cruel motion, she cut Rapunzel's braid. The magic severed. Tears in her eyes, Rapunzel was taken far into the forest. The tower stood empty, and the forest held its breath. The next evening, the prince returned, his heart full of joy and hope. He called out for Rapunzel, but something felt different. The braid fell, but not with light nor warmth. He climbed, heart pounding not with joy but dread. At the top he found not Rapunzel but the sorceress waiting.
She's gone. You'll never see her again.
The prince cried out, but she was gone. Rapunzel wandered deep into the wild forest, where no paths remained. The forest whispered, ancient songs of roots, wind, and rain. She built a small shelter from branches, vines, and hope. Day by day, she found strength and magic in the earth. She sang not for rescue, but for the sky, the trees, herself. Heartbroken, the prince fled the tower into storm and shadow. He slipped at the cliff's edge and vanished into the mist below. But he lived alone, wandering through woods, blind with grief. Years passed. Still he searched, guided only by memory and love. One morning Rapunzel sang, her voice drifting through sunlight and leaves. He followed the voice, stumbling, running, calling her name. And at last he found her.
It's really you. I never stopped searching.
Their hearts, broken and healed, remembered each other. Together, they stayed, not in towers, but in the heart of the forest. They built a cottage with their hands, their hearts, and their laughter. Time passed in songs, in gardens, in joy. Far away the sorceress sat alone, her power quiet, her heart still. And somewhere behind her, the tower stood quiet, its story complete. No longer locked away, Rapunzel lived, loved, and was free. Sometimes the world may lock you away, but your voice, your light, your love will always find its way home.
Hey, if you liked that, smash that like button, drop a comment, subscribe, and share the love.